come up to the lab and see what's on the slab.
I want to learn the ways of the Force and become a Jedi like my father. Means business.
Hi, welcome to another edition of Trailer Trash. I'm your host, Scotty J. This week we're going to do something a little different. Forget the Irwin Allen films of the 70s, you know, with Earthquake and Towering Inferno, etc., etc. Forget the original Jaws. We're going to the lesser-known, smaller budget, pissed off animal, nature gone wild films. We're gonna start with a film called Day of the Animals. Family goes on a camping trip, blah blah blah. Something goes wrong in nature's chemistry, blah blah blah. It's a plot that's been used over the years. But then we're gonna go into the sequel to Willard. Willard being the story of a boy's giant rat. This is the sequel, Ben. We're gonna follow that with some other, you know, ant films and bug films, including some early Joan Collins, some very early Joan Collins work that she'll, believe me, she'll more than likely still deny having a part in today. But let's take a look at these, and we'll talk about some of these films when we come back.
Something strange is happening in the High Sierras. Soon, it will be happening everywhere.
Every animal out there is watching us.
It is powerful and deadly, frightening beyond imagination. This little girl has seen it. She has lived through the Day of the Animals. She will never be the same. The Day of the Animals. It could be tomorrow. Rated PG.
Where Willard ended, Ben begins. Ben is coming from Cinerama Releasing, and this time he's not alone.
Hey, I found the rat! They're eating us alive down there. There's millions of them.
Ben and his army of rats are on the way. Rated PG. The bug lives. The bug grows.
The Parmiteras will eat only raw meat.
A terror so real it will make your skin crawl. Your heart pound and your soul scream for release from the bug. Rated PG.
Run for your life, because all the courage of man and all the wisdom of science is helpless to halt their march to conquer the world. Empire of the Ants. For they shall inherit the earth sooner than you think. H.G. Wells' Empire of the Ants. Rated PG.
In the next few seconds, we will try to give you an impression of a new kind of film experience.
I can't believe it. To know our plans, our strengths, our weaknesses.
Please, go away.
We have only one chance.
not give in.
Maybe it will happen. Maybe it won't. Maybe it's happening right now. Phase 4. Rated PG.
Don't say it. Hiss it.
Get low! Help!
See the most unusual horror film ever made. Rated PG. Plus, The Boy Who Cried Werewolf.
It was a werewolf. I knew it was.
The Boy Who Cried Werewolf. Rated PG.
From this lake, carved in the high mountains, comes one of the most hideous beasts since the birth of time, the Crater Lake Monster. Crater Lake Monster, a motion picture of unrelenting suspense, fright, and panic. Crater Lake Monster, a beast more frightening than your most terrifying nightmare. Crater Lake Monster, rated PG.
What if there was something in the water? Something small. Something deadly. Something you couldn't see until it was too late. What if you went swimming one day and discovered piranha? They're here, and they're hungry. Piranha, rated R.
Each year, 10,000 tourists visit Ocean Beach. This summer, Ocean Beach has attracted something else. American International presents Tentacles. It slept until man disturbed it. Then it woke with a fury no man could control, rising from the ocean floor to bring destruction and death. Tentacles. A chilling tale of nature gone wild as two of the sea's deadliest enemies fight to the death. Starring John Huston, Shelley Winters, Bo Hopkins, Claude Akins, and Henry Fonda. Tentacles. The most gripping suspense you will ever experience. Rated PG.
Oops. You know, I suppose I should have probably forewarned some of those people that are kind of tweaky about bugs and stuff, but I figured the mood of the show, they'd understand and accept it. So if you ran out of the room screaming in holy terror, I apologize. But Bug was the first of many to come of that respect. Empire of the Ants, basically kind of in a cheesy 70s kind of way, picked up where Them, the atomic film of the 50s, left off, as well as Phase 4. Phase 4 took a whole different twist with the ants actually becoming very, very intelligent and taking control over the human beings. Interesting twist. Could happen. Followed by a movie called that was actually made for TV movie in the mid-70s, you know, the big snake, scary monster snake films. But Crater Lake Monster, another bad dinosaur film, this time taking place, you know, in a lake in the Northwest, etc., etc. And then Piranha, classic film of the 70s, ending with a movie called Tentacles. Tentacles. Goes without saying. But all of these, that was the mood in the 70s. You know, they wanted either all the gothic Hammer films, you know, with all the different kinds of vampires and stuff, or they wanted to see what happened if you pissed off one of God's creatures. So we're gonna take a break, and we're gonna take a look at some early Ron Ely 70s stuff, kind of James Bondish, kind of early Indiana Jones flavor. But we'll be right back.
This year, two Chryslers have been making history. First, there's the Chrysler 300, pace car that led the pack at the Indianapolis 500 on Memorial Day. Pace setter that won 3 out of the 5 major sports car rallies it entered. Daniel Boone Rally, Abominable Snow Rally, Virginia Reel Rally. The Chrysler 300 with deep bucket seat comfort, a sports car interior and performance few others can match. Then there's the pace-setting Chrysler Newport, the economical way to take the big, beautiful step ahead. Every bit a full-size Chrysler. This Newport sedan is the biggest value in the medium price field. There are 18 options for interior trim. Big, easy-to-enter doors. Lots of legroom in both front and rear. A big car in every way. See and drive both of these beautiful pace setters. Economical Chrysler Newport. Sports-bred Chrysler 300 at your Chrysler dealers now.
Ambassador, the now car that gives you the rich driving experience of the red carpet ride. Ambassador, full-size luxury created for today. With road cushioning suspension, velvet tone performance, the luxury of the red carpet ride. An uncompromising selection of automobiles with the red carpet ride. Priced for people who want their luxury now.
Welcome back. This particular block is going to start with a film called They Came From Within. It was basically people not possessed so much by a spirit, but by actually a being. And you'll see what I mean. It's a brief trailer, all of 30 seconds, but you know the gross-looking, slimy creatures are back. And then we're going to take a look at more of a supernatural one called Sisters, followed by more or less a predecessor to all the Texas Chainsaw Massacre films, all the Friday the 13th films. There is no gore in this, but the mood of the trailer is basically a not so nice fellow under a white hood with the eye holes type of thing, and he's really, really mean and doesn't like people at all. So the film is called The Town That Dreaded Sundown, and then the Ron Ely film I alluded to earlier, Doc Savage, very cheesy, very campy, adventure-esque film, along the lines of Indiana Jones mixed with James Bond. You'll see what I mean in the trailer. And I'm going to show several of these over the course of the next few weeks. So this is Doc Savage, The Man of Bronze, starring Ron Ely. And then ending with one called The Mutations. So take a look at these, and we'll be right back.
On this island, in this building, through this door, lies the most frightening experience of your life. Prepare yourself for They Came From Within. They Came From Within. If this picture doesn't make you scream and squirm, you'd better see a psychiatrist. Quick, rated R.
What the devil hath joined together, let no man cut asunder. Sisters, they were once one in body, and perhaps one in mind. Danielle and Dominique, one innocent, the other... the most highly acclaimed thriller of the decade. Sisters, rated R.
Samuel P. Fuller, age 24. Linda Mae Jenkins, age 19. Attacked March 3rd, 1946. Howard W. Turner, age 29. Emma Lou Cook, 17. Both found dead in a wooded area March 24th, 1946. Roy Allen, 17. Peggy Loomis, 15. Both found dead April 14th, 1946, Spring Lake Park. Floyd Reed, age 34, found dead in his home May 3rd, 1946. Mrs. Reed shot twice but survived. This man's identity, unknown. Believed to be between the age of 34 and 40. Wearing a white hood, he was known as the Phantom Killer. Believed to be still today living and walking free in the streets of Texarkana, Arkansas. Now, Charles B. Pierce brings to the giant screen one of the most incredible true stories ever filmed. The Town That Dreaded Sundown, starring Academy Award winner Ben Johnson, from American International Pictures, rated R.
When mad machine gunners blast, when the green wigglies are coming to get you. When you're all doomed to die a horrible death.
We're all doomed to die a horrible death.
When you're in that kind of trouble, who do you call on?
Doc Savage, Doc Savage, Doc Savage, Doc Savage.
Have no fear. Doc Savage is here. Doc Savage, the man of bronze. From Warner Brothers, rated G.
The ultimate in terror is here. Phantasm. If this one doesn't scare you, you're already dead. Phantasm, rated R.
Simon, King of the Witches, starring Andrew Prine. Simon, master of the occult, son of evil and darkness.
I'll open this mirror at 1:33.
Charge! 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 Simon, King of the Witches, starring Andrew Prine and Brenda Scott from the Fanfare Corporation. Rated R.
Relax. Get ready to have fun. Because you've got a date with somebody special. The walking, crawling nightmares from the pits of hell. The mutations.
You may think you are normal, but you are all the product of mutations.
Mr. Lynch! Aren't you going to have a drink with us to help celebrate Kathy's birthday?
You expect me to sit down with a bunch of freaks?
He's one of us.
We accept you. He's one of us.
It took 2 million years for man to evolve, and only 24 hours to create the mutations. Rated R.
And welcome back. Never really took off, but ended up acquiring a cult following for Doc Savage, the Man of Bronze. You know, Mr. Massively built superhero, all-around good guy, milk and cookies all the way around, Mr. Ron Ely. And Ron, we'd like to see some more. I know it probably can't be done, but, you know. And then the mutations. If you watch this one carefully, and you are a true film aficionado, there are strong similarities between this one and the original Todd Browning's Freaks from the early 1920s. But we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back with an early Japanese trailer from the same people that brought you the original Godzilla. We'll be right back.
Every year, Motor Trend magazine evaluates all the new cars before naming its Car of the Year. They look for outstanding styling, great engineering, and ingenuity of design. This year, Motor Trend gave Pontiac the Car of the Year award for the 4th time. In fact, Pontiac's the only car maker ever to receive the Car of the Year award 4 times. We suspect the Bumper of the Year had a lot to do with it. Seems like everything those Pontiac engineers touch turns to great.
Take some steel. Forge it with skill. Sprinkle it with stardust. Make an automobile. Folks, in the making of an automobile, one special factor is far more important than any other. That factor is engineering know-how. The kind of engineering know-how that sets Dodge far apart in its field. And here's what I mean. Only Dodge Engineering brings you that new look of lowness, combined with big, wide door openings and stretch-out roominess inside. Only Dodge Engineering brings you seats that swing out to meet you, swing in to seat you. Only Dodge Engineering brings you the ease of push-button torque flight drive, the greatness of torsionnaire ride, the safety of total contact brakes. Folks, only Dodge Engineering know-how brings you so many finer features and exclusive advantages. And there's just one way for you to find out how much these features mean to you. And that's to slide behind the wheel of a '59 Dodge yourself this week for sure.
Weather across the nation has beckoned millions of families to the open road, where memories of a long, tedious winter are quickly wafted away by generous doses of warm, fragrant air. And as anyone knows, fresh country air generates king-sized appetites, which seem to grow all out of proportion at the sight of a country store. It can be the source of all kinds of delicious and different regional foods, local breads, meats, and fresh fruits you can't ordinarily get at home. This kind of spur-of-the-moment shopping and eating along the way is the subject of a new cookbook which has just been published, and it's filled with recipes and suggestions on how to enhance the pleasure of your trips with an impromptu roadside meal. As an example, here's a couple vacationing in their pickup camper who've a yen for an outdoor broiled steak. You'll enjoy your trip a lot more by joining the ever-growing band of smart travelers who have equipped themselves to serve meals out of doors amidst the pleasant surroundings of the countryside.
And welcome back to Scotty J's Trailer Trash. I'm your host, Scotty J. And I want to remind each and every one of you that may be surfing, that may have caught a few minutes of the show and wondered what the heck this was, let us know what you think. Viewer response line number 533-1710. This last trailer we're going to talk about this week is brought to you by Toho Corporation, the same people that did all the Godzilla films, all the original Godzilla films, the ones that are worth something. We're going to bring you one. It's a trailer for a double bill that was playing at drive-ins at the time. One called Monster Zero, more on the sci-fi aspect than the Godzilla films were. Went on to actually be included in a film called Godzilla vs. Monster Zero. But this trailer is a double bill for Monster Zero and one called War of the Gargantuas. Basically, it looks like two guys, big old furry suits, doing some classic wrestling holds on each other over miniature sets of Tokyo. You know, the routine. But entertaining nonetheless. So on that note, we're going to take a look at these, and I will be right back to let you know about next week's show.
Now, giant entertainment and giant terror with the War of the Gargantuas and Monster Zero. From a planet 50 million miles beyond the stars came a strange message. Lend us your Rodan and Godzilla to fight our Monster Zero. the stage is set for the mightiest battle ever seen with the most dreaded creatures in the universe. What started as a call for help from space turns into a nightmare of terror on Earth, Monster Zero. And the War of the Gargantuan. Where had such a monster come from? What forces created such a devastating destroyer? Who or what could stand up to it? Only a second mighty Gargantua could stop it. You'll see all of their terrifying battle to the death when you come to the greatest monster movies ever made.
All right. Sophisticated it's not, but entertaining nonetheless. I don't know how big a budget the city of Japan had, man. As many times as they got destroyed, do you think somebody would just be ready to just throw their arms up and say, to hell with it, we're moving? But next week's show is going to focus on some of it on sequels, some of it on classic Edgar Allan Poe, some Vincent Price films thrown in, and a lot of environmental-related films next week. So until next week, I'm your host, Scotty J, for Scotty J's Trailer Trash. Once again, viewer response line 533-1710. We're not polka, but what can we say? We're not polka. We'll see you next week.
Ford Motor Company's Dearborn, Michigan proving grounds, where some of the auto industry's most tightly guarded secrets are developed. New engineering features are given strenuous and continuous testing, and if they survive, they may be installed in market research cars and driven by typical auto owners to sample public opinion. This Mercury Park Lane convertible is being used to test average driver attitudes to an experimental steering control system, which could replace the familiar steering wheel. Called the Wrist Twist Steering Control, it was developed for Mercury by ex-missile engineer Bob Rump, who is ready to send the car off with a driver who promises to be about as non-technical as they come. Getting in is easy enough. Elimination of the steering wheel means additional room that is mighty important on entry and exit. Although the appearance may seem startling at first, the Wrist Twist Steering Control takes very little practice to get used to. Two 5-inch rings turn simultaneously and are manipulated easily with one or both hands. A comfort feature of the Wrist Twist system is the addition of armrests for both controls. Since only a light touch is necessary, the arms may rest solidly on the supports, just like in your favorite easy chair. Once on the road, other advantages are noticeable. The most obvious is improved visibility, both of the instrument panel and the road ahead.